It's now time for Remember When with Uncle John. John Guess, Ouachita County's resident storyteller and local historian. Sit back now and enjoy a walk down memory lane as John recalls the days of yesteryear in his own unique way. You never know, some of it might even be true. So here's Uncle John, along with his trusty sidekick, Kelly Blair.
Back on Remember When with Uncle John. Well, we have done it. We have reached Finish Line Friday, and anybody who tunes in around here knows that on Finish Line Friday, we have got a top tune to be talked about. Lay it on us, Johnny.
Well, yesterday we talked about the late, great Ronnie Hawkins.
Absolutely.
Born and raised in Arkansas, born in Huntsville, raised in Fayetteville. The Last Waltz was, in my opinion, one of the greatest, if not the greatest, rock and roll documentary of all time. It was about the band's final concert at the Winterland Ballroom in San Francisco on Thanksgiving night, 1976. They invited Eric Clapton, Bob Dylan, Neil Diamond, Van Morrison, Joni Mitchell, there's an endless lineup of people that played. But Ronnie Hawkins, who was their mentor, who showed them about life on the road and instructed them in the way a rock and roll star is supposed to live, they invited him. And he, in my opinion, stole the show.
Which is what it's all about. He had his cowboy hat on, and he stole the show with Who Do You Love? There you go.
And it was written by Bo Diddley, of all people. I didn't know that. But Bo Diddley wrote that song. It's been recorded by George Thorogood and Tom Rush and Quicksilver Messenger Service. Lots of people recorded it, but Ronnie Hawkins made it famous.
There you go.
But he did a live version of it on The Last Waltz, and that's what we're going to sing, what we're going to play this morning. And if you want to see what a rock and roll documentary is all about this weekend, rent The Last Waltz on your Netflix and watch it, and just watch Ronnie Hawkins steal the show.
There you go. Absolutely. That's what it's all about. And what else can you say than all these years later, we're still talking about it? That's legendary, man.
That's right. 46 years later.
Hey, man, that's going to wrap up Remember When with Uncle John. Here for today, we're going to wrap it up really quick so we can run a needle through this song here real quick. But we do want to thank ProMed Ambulance Service, Sherwin-Williams House Paint, and the Prescott Raceway for being our outstanding sponsors. Be sure to go on Facebook and check out the Prescott Raceway. They got all kinds of big races coming up, a big, big, big one coming up on the 25th that you absolutely don't want to miss. And you can always pull up Remember When with Uncle John up on your podcast a little bit later on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Google Podcasts. We'll see you next week, John.
See you next week, Kelly.
You've been listening to Remember When with Uncle John on Y95. This broadcast can be heard each weekday morning at 6:45 on South Arkansas's favorite station, Y95.